Good afternoon, Van Buren County. Got to talk to you about a few subjects today. Also got Will Maxwell going to talk to you some about public safety here in just a couple of minutes. First thing is the most popular subject for everybody, I think, which is trash disposal. And I know we've talked about it off and on for the last several weeks, but we have come to a decision that starting tomorrow, Mooneyham, Bone Cave, and the old BDS site there in Piney on Pine Grove Road will open tomorrow. They will open tomorrow from Wednesday to 9 to 5, on Mondays 1 to 5, and Saturday 8 to 4. Those three, Mooneyham, Bone Cave, and on Pine Grove Road in the Piney community, will open again Monday 1 to 5, Wednesday 9 to 5, and Saturday 8 to 4. We will be pulling all the green boxes that are at those centers right now. Spartantown, Rocky River, and Cumminsville will remain the same for now. Spencer will be open Monday through Friday, and on Saturday 8 to 12. That is the old hours of Spencer, and that will go back to those now. Starting next week, and I hope to be able to announce this, we'll go back to recycling sometime next week, and I'll let you know a little more about that as time goes on. But again, we'll be pulling the green boxes, and these are the only days that Mooneyham, Bone Cave, and BDS the Piney site will be open. Monday 1 to 5, Wednesday 9 to 5, and Saturday 8 to 4. That's basically what they were open before, was 2.5 days. And before all this started, again, we will be pulling those green boxes that are outside those convenience centers. Talk real quick. I've had a lot of questions here in the last little bit. In fact, everywhere I go, just about around town. The testing that we had done on Saturday was we tested, or the Department of Health and National Guard tested 164 people. There are no official results at this time, therefore I have no idea the positives or the negatives to that. Starting May the 1st, and I want to talk to you about the administration building here at 121 Taft Drive. We will be opening May the 1st, it's on a Friday, be a week from this Friday, be opening this building back with restrictions. And those restrictions will be, there will be limited access. The front doors of the main lobby area will be open. We will be there, and you'll have to sign in. If you have business in the building, you will have to sign in, but you'll also have to have your temperature taken at that time too in order to access the building. Again, we will have more guidance on that a little bit later on. As you know, the governor announced yesterday that he wanted to open the counties, 89 counties of the 95 on May the 1st. There will be more about that as far as the businesses go, and we're just waiting on the guidance from his office at this time for that. Of course, until then, and even after then, if you watched his press conference yesterday, he talked about social distancing is here for some time, and that is within 6 feet. So the social distancing is still going to be here. Groups as of right now and gatherings until May the 1st, and it may extend past that, is still going to be 10 or less. Now, the governor may come out and say something different from that. We'll just have to wait and see what his guidance is that he's going to give us sometime here within the next few days. And I want to talk to you real quick. You know, the governor's had a lot on him, and all the governors throughout the nation. And it's a hard decision to open or not to reopen. Everybody knows eventually we're going to have to reopen. And hopefully it can be a normal time sometime soon. When that will be, nobody knows. But until then, we still have to be vigilant and patient with our governments. And I just ask you to do that for us at this time and for the future as well. Another thing, too, is until this time, until May the 1st, please, if you don't have to go anywhere, don't go. If you are wanting to be tested, had that question. Are we going to do any more testing? Not sure at this time as far as the Saturday. goes. They were trying to do mass testings on the weekend where people were working and they couldn't get there in time for the health departments. Now, our health department, if you want to test, and even if you don't have symptoms, you can still go to our health department here in Van Buren County in Spencer from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock Monday through Friday. They do ask for you to call 946-2438. And again, if there's anything that you need from my office, whether it's food, things of that nature, give me a call at 946-3590. Also, my office number is 946-2314. If you can't get one of those, call that office. Somebody will answer the phone, I promise you. But until then, until the governor has more guidance for us to come through, and that's coming, I will probably not have another FaceTime Live until we get that. Once we get that, I'll come back on FaceTime Live, and we will cover his new orders. But at this time, I want to turn this over to Will Maxwell, Public Safety Director for Van Buren County. He's going to talk to you about some public safety efforts that for the park for this weekend and upcoming times. Will.
Good afternoon. Just wanted to share with you the Fall Creek Falls State Park is planning to reopen Friday, April the 24th. That's this coming Friday. They will only be opening the south entrance to the park at this point. Everyone will enter through the south entrance, and that will be monitored to count the amount of people going into the park, and so they can maintain a safe amount of people. Inside the park, the trails will be open, the golf course, the lake for fishing, and the boat dock. Both the stores will be open in the village area, the Outfitters and the general store. The snack bar will be opening back with takeout only following the governor's request, and the zip line will also be open. The visitor center and the nature center will still remain closed, and there will be 2 bathrooms to be determined. Unsure yet on the location of those that will be open 8 to 4:30 in the park. We'll talk to you a little bit about the trails. Some of the trails will be open, but guys, keep in mind when you're out using these trails, if you do happen to have an emergency, be mindful of where you're at, and remember that we cannot practice social distancing if we have to come out on those trails and perform our extrication or a rescue. So be mindful of where you're going. We encourage you to get out and exercise and use the trails, but be mindful when you get into these technical areas that if you were to have an emergency, it puts a lot of folks at risk. We usually have about 40 or 50 folks on those calls when we have to rescue somebody, and there's no social distancing when you're performing an operation like that. So we just ask you to use caution on where you go in the park. That's all I had. Is there any questions?
They want to know about the campgrounds, cabins, overnight staying.
Okay. No overnight accommodations until at least not this week, possibly forthcoming. We do not have any knowledge on that at this time.
Got a question? Okay.
We had a question for Mayor Wilson.
Got a question for me, and that question is, and it's a good question. If there are a lot of positives, will you open the county? Again, the governor has laid out yesterday in his press conference, that he's opening 89 counties. And let me explain that just a little bit. There are 6 counties in the state of Tennessee that is funded by that county. There's 89 that is funded federally and state funds. Van Buren County is one of those. And the governor of those 89 has decided May the 1st, he's going to start phasing in a reopening. So we would have to cross that bridge when we get there. And if you're referring to the one on Saturday, or the testing that happened on Saturday, if that's what you're referring to, we'll have to wait and see what those results are. If there is several positives out of that or something of that nature, yes, I will talk to the governor myself and express my opinion on that. One other thing that I left out just a few minutes ago, face masks. We've been giving away. We've given away over 1,600 face masks. We're going to do it one more time as far as going to places and to hand those out. We will hand out at Bone Cave, Mooneyham Road there at the convenience center on Highway 30, and also again here in Spencer, and that will be this Friday, April the 24th, from 3 o'clock to 4:30. And again, that will be at Bone Cave Community Center, also in Mooneyham there at the convenience center on Highway 30, and here at Spencer in front of the administration building like we did before. You do not have to get out of your vehicle. Tell us what you need, and we'll get you the amount of face masks that you need. If you need them before then, feel free to give my office a call at 946-2314 or the 3590. Also, the 911 Communications Center has some as well, I think. And
I'll just get them through here.
and they can just give them through us, or we'll work it out and we'll ensure that you get some. Do we have any other questions? Van Buren County, I want to thank you for this opportunity that we have to come before you Facebook Live. I don't enjoy bringing news to you and have to talk about trash each time, and it's just one of those things that, I know people are at home and they're creating a lot of trash as far as, but we simply can't keep up. And we have to go back and start using our compactors, and that's what we're going to have to do where we can take more trash in. So bear with us. Those, again, in those areas that I was talking about, those convenience centers that were always open 2.5 days before, that's what we're doing again. So it's basically we're just going back to old business like we were doing starting tomorrow. Thank you again, Van Buren County.